late-day showers developing with a high of 14 and then some rain on the way for Friday. Currently it's 13 degrees in Abbotsford. It's still mainly cloudy. At YVR, it's partly sunny and 13 degrees. Your daytime high up to 15.
Traffic and weather is brought to you by CapitalDirect.ca. Homeowners, could you use $30, $60, or even $600,000? Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL over to CapitalDirect.ca. We are the only Vancouver radio station with traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the ones and those traffic alerts to get you there on time. Up next in sports with Adam Forsyth, a Canadian gets an honor in the NFL. An Abbotsford-born receiver had a heck of a Sunday. The league now recognizing that. And we'll also get to some NHL news, free agency, and a contract extension for an NHL team's young goalie. Details in 60 seconds. It's 1:43.
Amazon Prime Day is back. It's October 13th and 14th. Get 2 days to save big on everything you need and love. That's 2 days to decide what longer to get, or 2 days to find a dress for mom, or 2 days to treat yourself to a little something. Whether it's for you, your family, or even your pup, get 2 days to save on electronics, home and kitchen, fashion, gifts, and more. Don't miss Amazon Prime Day, October 13th and 14th, exclusively for Prime members. I vote.
The provincial election is on October 24th,
I vote.
but advance voting places will be open October 15th to 21st from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time.
I vote.
Find voting places near you and the dates they are open at wheretovote.elections.bc.ca.
We will vote our way.
Visit elections.bc.ca. It will tell you all you need to know on how to vote and the pandemic measures in place to help you vote safely.
This is All News Radio. News 1130.
It's 13 degrees in Vancouver. Good afternoon. I'm Toby Kerr. Here's what's making news right now. John Horgan is apologizing for a comment he made in last night's leader debate where he said he doesn't see race. An expert says the comment was insensitive and out of touch. WestJet laying off another 100 employees as it cuts much of its service in Atlantic Canada. The airline scrapping all operations out of Moncton, Fredericton, Sydney, and Charlottetown, while scaling back service in Halifax and St. John's. And still to come, more COVID exposure alerts at schools around Metro Vancouver. It's 1:45. Time for News 1130 Sports from Sportsnet 650, the home of the Canucks. Here's Adam Forsyth.
After his first few days as a member of the Calgary Flames, Jacob Markstrom is looking back at his time in Vancouver. The former Canucks goalie cashed in during the free agent frenzy, heading across the Rockies to Alberta. He admits it'll be a little strange being in the same division as his former team and having to face off with Elias Pettersson a lot over the next 6 years.
I talked to him a little bit. He's obviously been he's a fantastic hockey player. It's going to be fun to play against him and hopefully, shut him out. We'll see what happens. He's so good, but there's so many good players in Vancouver, and so it's going to be different to be on the other side, that's for sure.
Elsewhere on the ice, the Habs have signed Jake Allen to a 2-year, $5.75 million contract. On the diamond, the Rays can advance to the World Series with a win over the Astros in Game 4 of the AL Championship today. First pitch at 5:40. In the early game, the Dodgers will try to get on the board, taking on the Braves in Game 3 of the NLCS after losing the first 2 games. On the pitch, the Whitecaps will take to the field this evening, just 1 point out of a playoff spot up against LAFC. The last time these two teams met, Vancouver was thumped 6-0, kickoff at 7. On the tennis court, a solid day for the Canadians as Milos Raonic and Denis Shapovalov both advanced to round 2 of the St. Petersburg Open. Sports at 15 to 45 past every hour, or online anytime at sportsnet.ca/650.
This News 1130 financial tip is brought to you by Blue Shore Financial.
Don't let saving for the high cost of post-secondary education for your child get sidelined by current concerns. It's a hefty price tag that won't be going away. Be sure to start or keep contributing to a registered education savings plan and take advantage of the significant federal and provincial grants that are available. Your financial advisor can tell you more.
And that's your News 1130 financial tip. The future may seem uncertain, but you don't have to be. At Blue Shore Financial, we're here to help you build your financial strength and resilience. Our advisors will work with you to get your finances on track and keep them there with a comprehensive approach to financial planning. We'll provide the expertise and highly personalized advice tailored to your unique situation so you can be confident in meeting today's challenges while creating a secure path forward. Talk to us today. Blue Shore Financial. Be richly valued.
11:30 time 1:47. BC votes on News 1130. The NDP comments made in the debate last night. News 1130's Lisa Houston talking about the backlash and bounce back.
Yeah, John Morgan giving an unreserved apology at an announcement about seniors' care, saying he profoundly regrets the hurt and alienation that his comments caused, saying he was colorblind when asked about personal privilege and bias related to race. Morgan says it's been a jolt. One, he is a white male, and many people of privileged means. I asked if he's concerned this controversy is going to follow him the rest of the campaign, and he says, well, if the discussion on racism is on the agenda every day until the election and after is good for everyone in BC. He did apologize last night in a reporter scrum immediately following the debate.
This takes some heat off of BC Liberal leader Andrew Wilkinson over his inaction during MLA Jane Thornthwaite's sexist and unfunny joke deriding NDP MLA Bowen Ma. Meantime, Horgan still facing backlash for his answer on his experiences with racism. News 1130's Bethlehem Merriam caught up with Lama Mugabo from the Hogan's Alley Society in Vancouver, who says his answer was not appropriate.
Lama, what's your reaction to John Horgan saying not only that he doesn't see race, but his follow-up apologies saying that as a white person, he'll never fully understand systemic racism?
Yeah, but I think it goes to show how education is crucial. We have to incorporate Black history, Black education in our curriculum, that students are missing huge resources from primary, secondary to tertiary level. And for me, it's not acceptable to say that I will never understand what Black people feel because I'm not Black. But you should learn. And at this age, you should really have done your homework. So there's no excuse.
Mugabo adds that in 2020, the leader of a provincial party should have a better understanding of racism in this country. While more schools are sending out potential COVID exposure alerts, in Surrey, moms and dads at Frank Hurt and Lord Tweedsmuir have received letters. In Vancouver, Lord Kitchener Elementary and Tyee Elementary also dealing with potential exposures. Same goes for Eugene Reimer Middle in Abbotsford and Rockridge Secondary in West Van. More than 120 schools have dealt with potential exposure alerts since classes returned in September. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones. News 1130 time 1:50.
This is Vancouver's breaking news, traffic and weather station. News 1130. Have you been waiting for an FUE hair transplant procedure? Hassan & Wong is now proud to offer this new scalpel-free surgery. With their world-renowned reputation and years of experience, Hassan & Wong is confident their recent discoveries will set new standards in FUE methods. To find out more and to see if you're a candidate, contact Hassan & Wong at 604-739-HAIR or visit HassanandWong.com.
Alpine Credits. Yes, it's your English teacher, Mrs. Nelson.
Uh-oh.
You've been using the word approved quite a lot lately.
True, but
You know there are alternatives like accepted, authorized, confirmed, validated. Let's try. I own my home and would like a loan.
accepted.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get endorsed, confirmed, permitted, allowed, okayed, and approved. Some conditions apply. Alpine Credits.
It's 1:51 to the traffic center for a check on the roads. Here's Matt Coppin.
Hey, some good news here, Toby. All clear of that crash northbound south end of the Alex Fraser Bridge, and northbound now is backed up all the way still from 64th. But thankfully it's reopened and you're moving at a better pace at the front of the line. Westbound Nordell still back to 84th, and eastbound Nordell you're heavy to about Highway 17. The Massey Tunnel is an alternate route, still your best option. It's in great shape there. You're going to find there is road work in Richmond at Bridgeport and 5 Road, causing a tie-up in all directions there. Crews still working in Vancouver at Cambie and 41st, and Vancouver also has the closure of Main and Hastings for a demonstration, so all traffic, including buses being detoured, Cordova, Powell, and Pender seeing most of the extra volume. If you see anything else, give me a call to star 1130. Skip the Dishes just launched a no-fee rewards program called Skip Rewards. Customers automatically earn points on every order. Order, earn, redeem with Skip Rewards, only on Skip the Dishes.
And now to the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. Meteorologist Michael Coos. Looks not too bad out there right now, but how's the 5-day?
Really nice.
Yeah, really nice. And in fact, we are expecting to see the conditions deteriorate a little bit over the long range. So today is the one to get out there and enjoy. It's sunshine along the coast, a little bit more cloud cover the farther inland you go, and we have seen some showers around Chilliwack up in Mission. We're keeping an eye on that. Nothing super heavy, but definitely a little damp across the highway and tracking east. Your daytime high this afternoon, 15 degrees, drops down to 6 with some fog overnight. Tomorrow, we get into the afternoon cloud. As soon as that fog breaks, the cloud fills back in. 14 degrees with some late day rain on the way. Wet one on the way for Friday with a high of 13 degrees. Few showers Saturday, and then Sunday I'm calling for some morning rain with a drier afternoon and a high of 14 degrees. It's currently 13 degrees in Coquitlam, now 14 downtown Vancouver under a partly sunny sky. Your daytime high up to 15.
Traffic and weather for Jim Pattison Chrysler Jeep Dodge Surrey. The pick price purchase program lets you browse inventory online, book a home test drive, even buy your car online at jpchrysler.com.
When you can't listen to traffic on the radio, get your updates on Twitter at News 1130 Traffic.
News 1130 Insider exclusive.
Insiders can enter online to win a double movie pass to Landmark Cinemas, including popcorn and drinks. Landmark Cinemas for movie lovers.
Become an insider at citynews1130.com.
Funded by Capital Direct Lending. Could you use $30, $60, or even $600,000? CA.
News 1130 time 1:54. Tourism to Hawaii has been nearly shut down for 7 months because of strict COVID-19 quarantine rules for anybody entering the state. Tomorrow, the rules will change, but not without a lot of confusion.
Beginning Thursday, travelers who test negative for COVID-19 within 72 hours of their flight won't have to quarantine on the islands. But Hawaii has only approved certain tests and certain vendors. Finding an approved test on the mainland is proving difficult to impossible. Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell wants testing set up when people land in Hawaii.
On average, it would take 3 hours to get your result. It's a PCR test.
Airlines say they will be offering tests to Hawaii-bound passengers before they leave the mainland, but as of now, finding an available test is tough. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
WestJet Airlines is suspending operations to 4 cities in Atlantic Canada and reducing service to others in the region as the pandemic continues to take a toll on the airline industry.
WestJet says it will indefinitely halt routes to Fredericton, Moncton, New Brunswick, Sydney, Nova Scotia, and Charlottetown, while paring down service to Halifax and St. John's, Newfoundland. The airline is also suspending operations between Toronto and Quebec City. The cuts eliminate more than 100 flights weekly starting November 2nd and remove nearly 80% of WestJet's seat capacity from the Atlantic region. The airline will also lay off 100 corporate and operational support employees on top of the 4,000 it's laid off since March. Bill Graveland, The Canadian Press, Calgary.
We have business next with Richard Southern, News 1130 time 1:55.
At Easy Financial, we understand the uncertainty many Canadians are facing today. That's why we're here to help you get control of your financial future. If the banks have said no, we can help you get the yes you need with loans up to $45,000 that can help rebuild your credit. Our commitment to helping Canadians just like you has never been stronger. Apply online at easyfinancial.com or call or visit your local branch and get approved in minutes and your money as soon as today. Easy Financial. Better tomorrows.
Surrey Mayor Doug McCallum's unpopular and reckless police transition plan will raid neighboring Metro Vancouver police departments, creating chaos and significant risks to public safety. This costly plan could risk the safety of people across the Lower Mainland. This BC election, tell your provincial candidates that you support a referendum to keep the RCMP in Surrey. Visit surreysayonpolicing.ca to sign the letter. Authorized by the National Police Federation. Registered sponsor under the Election Act, 778-877-8406.
It's 1:56. To the Business Center, here is Richard Southern.
Is Canada's oldest retailer having trouble paying rent? 2 landlords for the Hudson's Bay Company allege the retailer hasn't paid rent on several properties in Quebec since the pandemic began. According to the Toronto Star, the filings allege that HBC hasn't paid rent on these properties since April, and states that Oxford Properties, which owns the locations, asked HBC for more information about its finances as an avenue to provide rent relief, but that HBC wouldn't provide that information. However, in an email to the newspaper, the Bay says that it's been negatively impacted by COVID-19, and it says that it will present its position in court, and that it's, quote, confident we will prevail. Now, of course, the pandemic is taking a big toll on bricks Washington U.S. government aid. Mike Curie is with TD Bank.
Exactly. The stimulus deal is still from the top. We had Secretary Mnuchin came out today. He sort of dampened expectations, said there's still about $400 billion apart. We know they've offered a $1.8 trillion package. House Speaker Pelosi says that falls significantly short of what they need. So until I get it done, I think we're still going to see a bit of a holding pattern on the market.
Yeah, the Dow closed down 165 points, 28,514. S&P 500 down 0.6%. The Nasdaq down 95 points. Canada's main stock index lower than the TSX, down 55, 16,455. Gold bounced back a little bit from a sell-off yesterday, closing above 1,904 U.S. dollars an ounce. The price of oil was higher, up to $41.04 a barrel. Canadian dollar 76 cents U.S. Business Center. I'm Richard Sutton.
When old man winter shows up, you don't have time to mess around with tires. So the obvious choice is to visit one of Dilawri's 21 dealerships, all home to the best price guarantee. And if you purchase a set of winter tires before November 30th, Dilawri will now hand balance them for free. Your new tires even come with 2 years roadside assistance and lifetime road hazard replacement. To find a Dilawri location near you, visit bc.dilawri.ca.
Streams of Truth, brought to you by Sportsnet Now.
Hello, sports fan. What do you want your life to be? Do you want to stream the game on any device? Do you want 24/7 access to your favorite sport? Do you want the freedom of streaming sports with just the power of the internet? Well, there's only one answer.
Live stream sports with Sportsnet Now.
The answer is yes, by the way.
Starting at $9.99. Visit snnow.ca for details.
Just a reminder, you can always find us on Twitter. We are at News 1130 and at News 1130 Traffic for all your traffic tips and needs. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. All you have to do is search up News 1130 Radio and be sure to give us a like and a follow there. Mike Hall and Catherine Tyndale are taking care of CityNews1130.com for us. Sonia Aslam is at the producer staff. News 1130 is CKWX Vancouver. The latest news is as close as your smartphone. Listen live on the News 1130 app.
It's 2 o'clock. Vancouver's breaking news, traffic, and weather station. This is News 1130.
Here are Jim Benny and Rhea Renew.
Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, October 14th.
We're 14 degrees, nice sunny one out there in downtown Vancouver. And here's what's making news right now. Finding yourself spending more money on things like laptops and streaming services during the pandemic? You're not alone, according to Stats Canada. The airline industry continues to bear the brunt of the pandemic. WestJet announcing another round of layoffs as it suspends flights in parts of Atlantic Canada.
Of course, I see color. Of course, those are hurtful terms.
South BC's NDP leader again saying he regrets to hurt his comments in the debate caused an jolt, reminding him and all people of privilege of the work yet to do.
Atlanta is braving the pressure of the NL Championship so far, winning the first 2 games with Game 3 against the Dodgers on tap for this afternoon. Sports at 15.
Stocks fall with hopes fade for a U.S. stimulus deal. And with WestJet scrapping almost all flights to Atlantic Canada, we're looking at if the airline can survive. In business, 20 seconds.
News 1130 time, 201.
Attention to the News 1130 Traffic Center. And Matt, what's going on? Well, the Alex Fraser Bridge is finally easing off after that earlier crash, Jim. It was northbound at the south end and northbound. You're seeing the volume still heavy from about 72nd, but opens up once you get past Nordell, although it started to bunch up again, so I really hope it's not another problem there. Any updates from the Alex Fraser northbound on the approach? Give me a call to star 1130, and Nordell starting to ease off as well, thankfully. Massey Tunnel looking great. The other major routes are all moving well. There's this demonstration blocking traffic in Vancouver at Hastings and Maine. So you'll see the demonstrators crowding up the sidewalk or the crosswalk there. Police are on scene, busted and traffic being detoured. You're going to find a lot of extra volume for Pender, for Powell, and Cordova as your main alternate routes. You can always take the viaducts also. And then if you see any other problems, give me a call. Keep it hands-free to star 1130. Traffic for Jim Patterson Lexus North Shore. Receive delivery credit up to $3,000 on select new Lexus models. Purchase your next Lexus online at jimpattersonlexus.com. Let's give you an update on the weather. Meteorologist Michael Goose in the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. Like the sun a lot better than what we had yesterday.
Well, we had a little sun yesterday anyway, but it was accompanied by the nasty wind, the power outages, wild start to the shortened work week. Today, it's a bit of a break as then we're right back to the rain tomorrow. It won't be as windy, though, and that rain doesn't come until the afternoon. So it's going to be a bit of a socked-in start with some morning fog. We drop down to 6 degrees through the overnight after a daytime high this afternoon under the sun of 15 degrees. 14 on Thursday with the afternoon. It looks like late afternoon, early evening rain, and then that rain really ramps up on Friday. It will be breezy, but not as stormy as yesterday. Friday's high reaches 13 degrees. We're currently at 13 degrees in Abbotsford. Your daytime high expected to climb to 15 degrees.
News 11:30, time 2:03.
Our top story, have you recently bought a laptop, tablet, or other gadget to pass the time during this COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, News 11:30's Lasha Kressel explains you're not alone. According to the latest data from Stats Canada, 44% of Canadians said they put cash towards computers, laptops, and tablets, while roughly the same amount said they'd spent more on streaming services like Netflix. Dig 360 retail analyst David Ian Gray says there are no real major breakthrough apps or devices that are driving us to buy.
That's really almost 100% driven by the behavioral shifts through the pandemic. The homeschooling for kids, work from home for the parents, and just more time spent on home and looking for entertainment or more connectivity.
What he says we should watch for is the accelerated shift to a hybrid style shopping. That's where we may reserve an item online and pick it up in store rather than wander the aisles. I'm Lasha Kressel.
Another hit for the travel industry. WestJet is blaming COVID for its decision to suspend operations to parts of Atlantic Canada.
WestJet is suspending operations to 4 cities in Atlantic Canada and slashing service to others in the region. In an online video post, CEO Ed Sims describes the hit the airline has taken.
In normal times, we would fly more than 2 million guests every month. Since the onset of the pandemic in March, we have flown just over 1 million guests in total. More than 70% of our fleet remains parked on the ground.
WestJet says it will indefinitely halt routes to Fredericton, Moncton, New Brunswick, Sydney, Nova Scotia, and Charlottetown, while dramatically reducing service to Halifax and St. John's. The airline also laying off another 100 people. I'm Monica Gould.
From bad to worst, Canada's 2 most populated provinces are reporting a combined 1,924 new cases of COVID-19 today, and more than 1,200 of those are in Quebec, and that includes 5 more deaths. The other roughly 700, well, those are in Ontario, with a majority of new patients under the age of 60. Manitoba is seeing a continued spike of cases in Winnipeg as 2 weeks of tight restrictions are put in place. We should get an idea of BC's COVID numbers around 3 this afternoon.
Court update now. A guilty plea has been made by the man arrested after 4 people were killed in Penticton last spring. April 25th, 4 people were found dead in 2 different locations. 69-year-old John Britton, who was a former city engineer, later turned himself in. Mounties have not released a motive for the killings, but say all the victims are neighbors of his ex-wife. Britton will be sentenced sometime later.
2:05 at News 11:30. 15 degrees now in downtown Vancouver. Lots of sunshine to go around out there. We'll get the latest check of traffic and weather in about 5 minutes' time.
BC Post on News 11:30.
And a big announcement about seniors' care today. So the party's leader continued to be hammered by questions about his colorblind comments during last night's debate. News 11:30's Lisa Eustace is hearing an unequivocal apology and a promise to do better. John Horgan says it's clear he needs to do better, that he sincerely regrets the hurt and alienation he's caused, and if this leads to discussions about racism every day left in the campaign, BC will be better for it.
This is an opportunity for all of us to remind each other every single day that we are a diverse and dynamic community and that we all have to work together to make sure everyone feels comfort and safety and inclusion in every aspect of our lives.
Immediately following the debate, Horgan apologized to the Scrum, saying when asked about personal bias and privilege,